So hello guys, this is another vlog entry for the month. I just thought I'd update with some interesting happenings that's happening right now where I'm currently at. So I just got back from a bodybuilding show, my first ever bodybuilding show in Singapore. It was very interesting. But first, before that, I'd like to talk about the coronavirus. As you all may or may not know, the coronavirus is going around. Started in Wuhan, China. Quite an exponential number of deaths. Like I was surprised when I looked up the news yesterday and then today, the next day, like the deaths increased by 17, for example, and they're all in China so far. As you all may have heard, it's been declared finally by the World Health Organization as a global health emergency. I have been saying all this time before they declared it, I believe on Thursday, that they should have declared it because firstly, number one, it sets people, puts people in a fear state, which again makes them take more precautions than otherwise they would. For example, I've seen people before they declare it an emergency, people are just walking around sneezing and coughing to the air and without covering their mouths, especially here in Singapore. So now that they finally declared it, which is good because I actually made a previous video stating why I believe they should declare it if I were on their committee. But anyway, it's too late now. Now I have to update this video, so there you go. So yeah, they declared it a global health emergency. I believe the total amount of infected is probably over 6,000 in total, and the death toll is now, as of the recording of this video, 250 plus people. In Singapore itself, probably about 16 people have been infected by this coronavirus. And the Singapore government is also giving out masks for free, apparently, till February 9th. About 4 masks each household. So if you have not, if you've been living under a rock, you know that it kind of mimics the flu. It isn't the flu, but it mimics like the flu. So yeah, initially they didn't declare it as an emergency. To me, if I were on a committee, I'm seeing, okay, the death toll is increasing exponentially. The number of cases, of infected cases, is also growing exponentially. Like when it was Monday, it was like, let's say 17. Next day I woke up Tuesday and oh, well, what do you know? The death toll just spiked up to 25. So yeah, so I'm glad they finally declared it an emergency because again, fear is a very good motivator. It makes people take precautions, which otherwise they would not. So I'm glad they did do that because if I were in charge, I would have declared it an emergency a long time ago. Alright, so back to the bodybuilding show, my first ever. No, I didn't participate, I just watched and it was pretty cool. I do have to say, they did say no recording and no photos allowed, but I see people taking out their phones and recording stuff, so I was like, why not, whatever. So I did that. So I do have some footage here, as you can see. Interestingly, a lot of men within the age 14, or they're boys technically, 14 to like 19 or 20 to 24, a lot. So I'm like kind of impressed by the number of youths, literal youths who are participating. There are less older people or people around my age range. So I would say I was highly impressed by the males, especially the boys, who literally are boys, and they can put on so much mass and so much physique and striations in their muscles. And to me, this is my first ever show, but I predicted who will win, and I was right like about 99% of the time. I forgot what that 1% was. But yes, my predictions were correct for the men. For women now, literally there was only one woman in the bikini open category. They don't have, obviously for obvious reasons, they don't have women or girls in the age 14 competing for this kind of thing. But yeah, there's only one bikini competitor and one physique, but I believe she was also in bikini because literally there's only 2 people. So she wasn't, like, to me when I looked at it, well, I was like, well, there's a little bit of fats there, you know what I mean? And her posing was just, to be honest, it was really horrible. It was horrible. Like, she didn't know how to pose on, and she didn't even know how to smile. Yes, the bikini was kind of sad. There was no like whistling, whatever, obviously, which shows, it wasn't that impressive. I believe the previous years were better. There were more competitors, but this one, it was just like, obviously you win by default because you're the only one there. The physique was quite impressive too for the women, but again, like, it wasn't the kind of, I understand that it's supposed to be less feminine, but again, technically she's the only one in her own category, so she also won by default. So overall, I would say that the Asian standards especially for men, are very similar to the American standards for men. I actually did make a previous video before this to judge the women's standards, because I noticed that the Asian standards tend to be preferring the softer look compared to the Western standards. But anyway, there was only one competitor, so I couldn't actually tell. But yeah, this month is looking pretty interesting. Watch out if you are in China, Taiwan, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, where else? Hong Kong, United States, Australia. Look, watch out for the coronavirus. Anyone sneezing and coughing near you, run away from them right now. Because that's what I would do. Even if I'm on the bus, I would run so far away, I would like jump right through the window of the bus if I could break it. I had to break it first. But yeah, so watch out for the coronavirus, and that's really about it. Bodybuilding show and virus. What an interesting combination of things to talk about. So there you go. All right, I'll see you guys in the next vlog entry.